Good afternoon from Fort William. We've just come off the train and we are heading up the Glen Nevis Road. I've not made a video for a few months, I think. I've been doing other things, been up in Skye, been in Assynt. But today we're heading up Glen Nevis into the Mamores and then tomorrow down into Glencoe and hopefully get the train home from Dalmally in a couple of days' time. So looking forward to it. The weather's been excellent the last few weeks and hoping that we get the same over the next few days. I'm out with my daughter. So nice to have company, and we'll see how we get on. We've not fixed the route. We'll just take it as it comes. Probably take in a few of the Monroes and go from there. So looking forward to it. Walking up Glen Nevis, just by the side of the road. We had a wee bit off the trail through the forest, which was lovely, but we're now back on the road until we get to the Steall Falls, which is the start of the Ring of Steel. But it's lovely, lovely day. It's very warm. You can see behind me the Steall Falls. It's been very dry, so they are relatively low in water, not nearly as impressive as in other times of year. So we're heading up, further on up to below Binnein Beag. Looking into the Mamores, that will be Binnein Moor there, Binnein Beag, which is I think where we will choose to camp tonight, but we'll see, not quite decided, but it looks like it's going to be quite hard work getting up to it. I've camped in Binnein Beag once before after doing the 10 Mamores in a day, and then bivvied on Binnein Beag. So I know there's a good spot. We will see. Just had a wee break by the river, which is lovely. You can maybe see Ben Nevis, and if I spin round up there is some of the grey quarries, and we are on our way up Binnein Beag, which is pathless and steep and not feeling like very much fun. We've got quite a long way, quite a lot of height still to go. We've got about 600 metres still to ascend, but hopefully it'll be worth it for the views and for the sunset. So we stopped there by the river and took on water and filled up our platypuses for tonight because it's extremely dry, so there'll be no water up there. Certainly not in Binnein Beag. There's a wee loching, but I don't fancy using it. So carrying quite a lot of water now for this ascent, which is not too much fun, but we'll get cracking. Going up there. Binnein Beag's just behind that wee hill there. That's Binnein Moor there, and that is some of the grey corries. I think, almost sure, maybe the back of one of them, and that is Ben Nevis, of course. Ben Nevis, Binnein Moor again, and we are still working our way up Binnein Beag. We're getting there, that's the summit, so not too far, but it's very steep, and you can see it's still very blue sky and warm, which is lovely, but it is hot. So we'll press on. Pitched up at the top of Binnein Beag. I'm in the X-Mid and Kyra's in the Lanchan 1 Pro. Yeah. So we're just getting dinner ready. You can see Binnein Moor and down to Steall Falls and the wee loching. Just we'll go up. Sunset's in about an hour and a half, I think. So we'll go up to the summit's right there. So we'll go up to the summit and watch the sunset, and you'll probably see pictures of that. We're just slightly worried by this cloud here over the grey corries. It's kind of coming in a bit, so I hope we'll still get the sunset and the view. We will see. All packed up. Not quite as good a morning as we'd hoped for, but there we go. Leave no trace as always. The cloud is kind of coming and going. So we're going to press on. We're going to go over that way into the cloud. Steall Falls. The summit of Binnein Beag, just as we head off. Ben Nevis. A lot of cloud on it. I think it'll clear through the day, and we're going over that way. Kinlochleven, just below Steall Falls, which we're just going to nip up and down. Kyra's never been up there. Looking back to Binnein Beag where we were last night, and you can see part of Ben Nevis, at least over there. You might be able to make out a tiny wee bit of snow still in Ben Nevis, but it's a lovely morning, very warm but good. The summit of Steall Falls. We had a nice break in Kinlochleven, stopped for quite a while and had a coffee, that sort of thing. So now up past, if you've been in Kinlochleven you'll know we're up past the hydro power scheme, and we're going to join the West Highland Way for a little bit up over the Devil's Staircase and then drop down into Glencoe. We are thinking though to camp tonight in Glencoe, but we'll see how the rest of the day goes. Quite fancy getting the views down Glencoe tonight and into tomorrow, so we'll maybe do that, but we'll see how the rest of the day goes. Looking across to the Mamores, well in fact way in the distance you can see Ben Nevis. But anyway, that's the Mamores. The Munro we climbed this morning there, Squirrel de Moor. You can just see the pointy one, that's Binnein Moor that I showed you many times yesterday. And we're walking towards the Devil's Staircase, which descends into Glencoe. You can see Blackwater Reservoir just there. So yeah, that's the two at Loch Tree, the pair there. They're a cracking set to do. The apex point on the Devil's Staircase, or the top of the Devil's Staircase, and there is Kinlochleven Moor, and we are going to turn off at this point and begin heading up here, which is kind of towards the first Munro at the end of the Anachigach. Should have a good view down into Glencoe. We've been working hard and reached the top. Doesn't appear to have a name. It's, the point is at 903 on the OS map if you're interested, and you can see behind me Kinlochleven Moor, Kinlochleven Beag. If I spin round you can see Binnein. What I'll do is do it this way and then you can see properly. Binnein, the Three Sisters, Schoolhouse, and the Anachigach. You can see some of it just there, and then all the way round to Ben Nevis and the Mamores. Fantastic view all the way round. So we are going to pitch our tent and get set up. We're all pitched up. I'm in the X-Mid again, which is that one, and Kyra's in the Lanshan Pro, which is the other one. And you can see we've got a pretty good view over to Kinlochleven Moor, and the other way, which I'll show you in a minute, to Ben Nevis. So fantastic spot, and there's a wee breeze which is keeping the midges away, which is great. So we're pretty happy with where we've chosen. Nice and flat as well, which is a bonus. The tent's got a wee bit, we were in a cloud a bit last night, so they got a wee bit of condensation, so we're just drying them out before we got all our stuff in. But yeah, good day, pleased. I think we've made a good decision to come and camp here. We're really keen to get the view down into Glencoe tonight, and it's a better viewpoint here than where we'd originally planned, which was over near Ben Starriff. This is going to give us a better view, so quite pleased with that. heaters on for dinner. The cracking view to Ben Nevis and the Mamores Glencoe. Absolutely brilliant. I had to retreat to the tents to eat our dinner. The wind dropped and the midges came out, so we had a shelter in the tents, which was good. But you can see, I'll just show you, the wind's picked up again, which is nice. And these grey clouds passed over. I was a wee bit worried about them, so they looked quite ominous, but they didn't bring, well, they didn't. I was worried they were going to bring thunder and lightning, but they didn't, and they didn't even bring any rain. And they're now casting some lovely light over there. Can't quite think or pick out what we're looking at there. No, possibly the Corrie Hully horseshoe there. Maybe. Need to think about it. A fairly muted sunset tonight. The cloud obviously interfering with it, but you can see a nice red band over there nonetheless. Ben Nevis covered in cloud now. So, off to sleep for us. Let's see what sort of morning we've got this morning. Well, it's cloudy. The sun is trying to break through, but not managed it yet. There's the Exmid. Don't see inside it. So the Exmid has two vegetables, one there and one over there. I've put away my mat. I had the small X-Lite mat, and I've got my quilt. And I've put away my pillow. Binnein there, which has some snow. You can see it's clearing quickly. It's a lovely day, and we are heading down that way over here to rejoin the West Highland Way and the Devil's Staircase. Take the Devil's Staircase down into Glencoe itself, and then we're thinking we will pick up a bus to take us home. Back to the apex point in the Devil's Staircase. The Devil's Staircase is actually this bit here that we're about to start going down. Never done it in this direction, done it in the other direction, but never done it in this direction. So I think the views are better this way, and it's downhill this way, so that'll be good. Walking along the West Highland Way just under Kinlochleven Moor, and you'll maybe hear the road. So our plan is just a short walk along to the ski centre, and then we're going to take the bus from there back home. It's been a really good couple of days, we've really enjoyed it, we've had great weather through the day. Not quite at the sunset and sunrises we'd hoped for, but can't really complain. It's been dry and yeah, it's been really good being out. We've really enjoyed it a lot. So thanks very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.